be here and see you all and be involved in this exciting venture. I met Jim Keene about roughly 3 years ago when I was in Portland, Oregon, doing a presentation at a men's group where Jim was in the audience. My presentation was titled The Keys to Healthy Aging, and that's what I teach, everything related to healthy aging. I start many of my lectures and seminars with this little cartoon. Life is the only game in which the object of the game is to learn the rules. Well, this was meant initially to be a cartoon, but when I applied this to the area of health, it's no longer a cartoon. It's very, very serious, because there are some critical fundamental rules of health, basic fundamental rules of health that everybody has to learn if you're going to have a healthy aging process. And unfortunately, most of us, myself included, didn't have good teachers and good role models. And so one of the major jobs and functions that Wellness FX has is we're going to teach people these basic fundamental rules of health. This is a very famous study published in 1980 in New England Journal of Medicine. Dr. James Fries published this. It was a landmark article at the time. He was roundly criticized by it because a lot of medical doctors didn't believe him. But back in 1980, James Fries said that if we get people to lead a healthy lifestyle, healthy nutrition, healthy diet, healthy exercise, and avoid a lot of the pitfalls that cause bad health, we can rectangularize the aging curve, rectangularization of aging, and compress morbidity. Most people start out healthy in life, but around 20 or 30, they start to have declining health, and then 30, 40, 50, 60 years, there's rapidly declining health. But if you get into this healthy lifestyle and slow down the aging process, you get this rectangularization of the aging process. You stretch out your healthy years much longer, and then you compress morbidity and the decline of health into a very short time period at the very end. I was told or asked today to speak about the 3 most important nutrients. I can't do that. I expanded it to 4, and instead of 4 nutrients, I'm going to talk about the 4 most important classes or categories of nutrients. To begin with, I think everybody needs to be taking a good, high-potency, well-formulated, broad-spectrum nutritional supplement. I'm not talking about a one-a-day vitamin. A one-a-day vitamin is formulated along the lines of what's called the RDA, the recommended daily allowance. Humans have 45 essential nutrients. You don't get them all in a one-a-day vitamin. And I think the RDA really stands for the really dumb allowance. It has nothing to do with optimal health and wellness. The RDA was created decades ago when rampant illnesses like beriberi and pellagra and scurvy were serious conditions. And so the government and the scientists decided that they would make sure that people were getting enough of a nutrient to prevent these diseases. Biochemical individuality, but that it's way, way different than this RDA concept. So when I'm talking about or suggesting a nutritional supplement, it's not a one-a-day vitamin. It's a much better formulation with higher levels of most of the nutrients. Now, one of the most important concepts is free radicals and antioxidants. I'm going to introduce you to some free radicals. There's a few free radicals. There's a couple of other free radicals. But free radicals are violently unstable molecules at the cellular level. They are minus an electron. Everything in the universe is held together by chemical bonds. Chemical bonds are pairs of electrons. These electrons spin in opposite directions at exceedingly high rates of speed. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of revolutions per second. If one of them is missing, you've got a highly reactive molecule with this incredible high rate of spin on this free electron. It goes rampaging through your cellular system to rip an electron away from somewhere else to regain its electron pair status. But in doing so, it's ripping an electron away from your DNA or a cell wall or a cell membrane. It creates damage. So that's the problem with these free radicals. And it turns out that antioxidants are the nutrients whose job it is to protect you against these free radicals and the free radical damage that is the aging process. So some of your best allies are your antioxidant nutrients. And the most important antioxidant nutrients, vitamin C, vitamin E, which actually now they know there's 4 different types of vitamin E, alpha, beta, gamma, and delta. So we'd rather do mixed tocopherols rather than just one form. And vitamin A and its cousin beta-carotene, And there are mixed carotenoids, more types than just beta-carotene. Selenium, coenzyme Q10, alpha-lipoic acid, these are critical nutrients. Some physicians criticize health-related people saying, oh, you're taking thousands of milligrams of vitamin C a day, ha, you're making expensive urine. I want to always have vitamin C coming out in my urine. I want to always have more antioxidant nutrients in my body than I ever really need. And knowing how to use antioxidant nutrients therapeutically to your advantage can really slow down that aging process. Fish oils, the omega-3 fatty acids. I can't budge on this one. Everybody has to be taking them. One of the most critical classes of nutrients. Every single cell wall and cell membrane in your body is made out of fats. Primary architectural structure of cell walls and cell membrane is fat. And the omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids are the two classes that are critical essential nutrients. And one of the problems is that instead of getting the optimal ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 was anywhere from 1 to 2 to 1 to 4. In the standard American diet, which I like to abbreviate here, SAD, because it's pretty sad, we get about a 1 to 20 or a 1 to 30 ratio of omega-3 to omega-6. Very little omega-3, way too much omega-6, and the omega-6 fatty acids are the ones that elevate your blood pressure, elevate inflammation, cause blood clotting, suppress your immune system. So we have to learn how to balance the omega-3, omega-6 ratio. And one of the most critical things to do is be taking your omega-3 fish oil supplements. Yeah, you know, you've been on a roller coaster. You crank up slowly, chunk, 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 and it's going pretty slow. And, you know, you're getting a few years older, and my blood pressure's up a little bit, my weight's up a little bit, but I'm still okay. But you really want to not get to this part here. Because when you start going down there, the aging process really kicks in. And it's not that it can't be turned around at that point, but it takes a tremendous concentration and focus and change in your lifestyle. So our job at Wellness FX is to slow down this process of going up the aging process and delay the onset, that rectangularization of the aging curve, so that we slow down the process of getting over to that real steep decline of the end. And that is the end. So I hope that you all get stimulated by Wellness FX and realize that you have an enormous amount of control over your own immune system and your own aging process. Thank you.